Greetings. So, if you are a new artist, tune in, tune in. And maybe it's just the folks that I'm around, but I got some information and I am simply sharing the information. So, I went to a Zoom meeting. I was invited to a Zoom meeting and I went. And Danny from Empire was there. I went to a meeting today and I went to a meeting yesterday. Last minute, and I really hate last minute non-planned meetings because I already have a bunch of things on my plate. And but they liked the interview, typed up a rough draft, sent it to me. It was like, hurry up, jump on this meeting. Let's see if anything can work out for you on this meeting. Okay. And normally the meeting costs a consultation fee to get feedback. Understood, you respect the time. If you want feedback, you go ahead and submit and get feedback on your track. If not, as a new artist, you can listen in to see how to apply the feedback and knowledge obtained for your own personal future recordings. I am a note taker. That just comes from me naturally. I'm naturally a note taker. The poet in me, the secretary in me, for me working at the doctor's office and being in school, it's just habit for me to take a lot of notes. So basically, if you are a new artist, they are looking for, he particularly, I shouldn't say all of them, is pretty much looking for the next strip club anthem. Something current, not old as far as beat wise, or that would appeal to an older crowd. He said he was at the strip club last week and he wanted to see what the strippers dancing and what they're singing and dancing to. What are the guys throwing money to when they are at the strip club? Most tracks, I think that's what they call them. That's what I call them. Most tracks should be an average of 2 minutes and 30 seconds. No piano or anything fancy. He said until you have made it as an artist, then you can make a 7-minute track. Like a Beyonce 7-minute track or something. But first starting out, most people, he said, have ADHD. And so to keep it close to that 2 minute and 30 second range. Now, for classics, he grew up in my time frame, maybe a little before me, actually. He talked about people like Big Joe and things of that nature a lot in the meeting. He said you need to be able to do a 2-hour performance off your own music and the crowd be hyped the entire time. Things he addressed in the meeting were bars, catchy hooks, vocal tone, delivery, ad-libs. I didn't believe he had to say this, but he did. And after listening, I understood why. Please make sure your music is audible. People can understand the words. Make sure that it is a satisfying listen. Watch the auto-tune. Singers who really sing don't need auto-tune. I particularly don't care for auto-tune. Although some of the producers I've worked with have tried to use auto-tune with me. The age range focus for the music is 18 to 24 years old. You know what? That is a whole separate video. I won't be doing it, but I had a lot of thoughts. I will just say that. 1824 strip club, and I'm somebody who's worked in the business of some things, and I talked to the Damien Center. I've had talks with them. I don't know, but a lot of thoughts is what I had. Song entries no longer than 20 seconds getting in. That's not a problem for any of my songs because I normally start off with some kind of ad-lib or moaning or something at the beginning right before that 20-second hit. I like to get right into the song. Leveling. There were people whose music was not leveled. Don't be using somebody else's beat. And make sure your beat is on point. And then I understand the energy portion of it. Yes, bring the energy. Energy! Energy! Hey, 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 energy! Don't rush your music. Another big thing is artwork. You know, I had to think back. I haven't been to a strip club since November when I was down in ATL. And I visited a few down there. One was closed. And the reason I was down there is because I wanted to do, I got pictures of the clubs I was with. They're on my Instagram page. And that's probably the easiest place to find them. It's on my Instagram page. And I visited a bunch of regular clubs. I wanted to get a feel since I was going to be doing tours with my vehicle. And then a few of the regular clubs I went and got pictures at were 1145 Lounge, Bob's Restaurant and Lounge, Tongue and Groove, but Tongue and Groove ended up being closed while I was down there. Rebel Lounge, and then I wanted to end the tour. I was going to have folks see normal monuments, visit the club after, hit a naughty spot like a strip club before they went back to wherever they were going to, or if they wanted to go gamble or something after that was cool too. I would work with them. Boogaloo Restaurant. I loved all the clubs. So I got to visit all of them except Tongue and Groove, because Tongue and Groove, which is in a very nice section of Georgia, was closed. The options that I ended up going to for strip clubs, gentlemen clubs is what we're going to call them, was Rains. I loved Rains. I did a photo shoot there, actually. Rains Gentleman Club. And Allure Gentlemen's Club. And then I didn't go in the Magic City one, but I did go stop by to visit, looked at the parking spot, spaces like that, took some pictures outside, things of that nature for that club. So I hit every club that I wanted to while I was down there, plus some monuments, so I could take pictures to post them on my website, which they're not posted yet on TripAdvisor. But because I haven't posted it, I've been busy working on projects. Other things happened. I ended up working on books and some other things instead. Something major had happened to my vehicle at the time. It's fine now. But God said pause. So I paused and I worked on books while I paused. Now I'm working on lingerie since I'm still here. Which is actually should work out, because once I'm finished, if I did decide to do the TripAdvisor, which is still posted online under my name, then at least, hopefully by the time I get back down there to visit or whatever else, I will have merchandise on me to sell. But 2.30 seconds is not a lot of time. People who are, unless they're really interested in you and your artistry, people with who have ADHD, more than likely, are not book readers. Some of them you might be able to do audiobooks, I would imagine. Like the audio narrations that I plan on doing. But to be a book reader and have a short attention span, that is two separate two whole separate avenues. Now since he did mention Fat Joe, sorry. I did go look up to see, he talked about Fat Joe going to Africa. And somebody kidnapped Fat Joe when he was in Africa. And so he said he talks about that on his former interviews that he had, Fat Joe did. I said, well, I wonder if Fat Joe got a book. So I went and I looked online at Amazon. Fat Joe does have a book. The Memoirs of Memoirs. I want to say he calls it Jose. Let me see. A lot of artists actually have books on Amazon that I didn't know about. DMX has a book on Amazon. I love DMX. Joe. Amazon. A Book of Jose, a memoir by Fat Joe. Now, the book was only 304 pages. And he said that Fat Joe loved to tell stories, so I was expecting a book beyond 304 pages. I was thinking it would be like Aretha Franklin's book and be like 500 and something pages. But 304 is not too bad. And his hardcover actually is selling for 4 cents cheaper less than his paperback. Click on that. He doesn't have many book sales, only 382 sales. I would expect more for an artist. He did say that for artists, Danny did, that money mainly was off of the show bookings. And he told us what we already knew. Mostly everything is covered up front out of their pocket. And so they want to make sure if they're investing that in you, that you are putting the right investment in your music. Now, he did sign a young lady. I have no clue what the young lady name is. She does appear in a video with him in it. I will have to check her out and see how she is, since he said she only had 7 Spotify viewers, but he was willing to invest in her going forward. Um, so I need to check out what she got. I did go through my music catalog. It still feels weird to say catalogs. I got a music catalog, an Etsy catalog, an OnlyFans catalog. I can't wait to have a lingerie catalog. But I'm still getting used to things. Um, as they are now. Welcome to the new beginning or beginnings. So I did check out my catalog, and I said, and most of my songs are not strip club anthem. I have wrote about relationships and things of that nature, and I do have a few sexy songs. Slow, slow, sexy songs, and poetry, and jazz songs that I mentioned earlier. So, out of my collection, if I had to pick out of everything, the three to possibly be stripper song anthems is what I'm gonna call them for ADHD people. Praise God for ADHD people too. Um. Oh, I would have suggested Strokers Gentlemen Club, but my first trip to Atlanta, because I took 2 trips, I got kicked out of Strokers in less than half an hour, so we're not recommending them. No reason for why I was kicked out. Wasn't drunk or anything. They're having a good time socializing. I looked really cute in my red lingerie with my red matching skirt. Yes, honey, and my red hooker heels. But in half an hour, I took a Uber there, not an Uber, Lyft there, Lyft back to the house. Kicked out in less than half an hour. So, whatever. He said, ma'am, you got to go. I was doing too much ass shaking, probably. Uh, Ass shaking and trying to tip the girls. Anyway, the only ones that might, if I worked on them a bit, could be stripper anthem songs, would be Shimmy in the Moonlight. It is 3 minutes and 1 second. uh, Wake and Bake. That is 3 minutes and 11 seconds. And the one that I put a rough draft out, but I'm not entirely done with it yet, is the one called Gen X. 3 minutes and 59 seconds. He told somebody 4 minutes was 2 songs. Oh, you know, I love real music. I'm all for hip hop and the hip hop movement and the ladies shaking a groove thing and getting it. I'm all for that. I'm all for the twerking and the shaking a tail feather. He did say after you've become known as an artist. So I'm going to try to keep that in mind. I was listening to this earlier. Do y'all not miss real music? I'm just saying. Can't we have it both? All right. That's the end of this video. I thank you, darlings, for watching. I just wanted to share some things with you that I learned and my thoughts. And let's see here. I was going to see if I could, I must have. I did get a picture of him. A few pictures of the artist as well. I mean, no one passed the bar. Not one person. No one. Everybody needed work. He did say that adult entertainment, because one of the girls had a song I liked. It's a nasty, raunchy song. I said, ooh, who's that artist? I love this song. I said, I don't know who she is, but I love her. And he said that it wouldn't do well for the record label, but that she could post it on all the adult media sites to see what kind of response she got to try to drive it that way. Come on, baby. He said the adult entertainment world is bigger than hip hop. I got my shock value lessons tonight. So I'm transferring those shock value lessons to you. I'm going to end it now. Have a wonderful night. Mwah.